What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. You know, I've been seeing a lot of this stuff lately when it pertains to Angel Reese, and I've been ignoring it because she's been ignoring it. Obviously, I guess for the most part, she tries to ignore it, and I heard what Shaq said when it came to his comments in regard to that failed quarterback, RG3. But I just find it so interesting that no matter what Angel Reese says, there's an army, a legion of bootlicks, jigs, disgruntled former relationship partakers, and the usual suspects. They all come together and bully this woman for saying things that, for the most part, are normal reactions to questions asked of her. Now, recently, I believe she made a statement about her shoe, which came out recently, right? Now, Angel Reese has had a lot of personal triumphs lately. She's the featured athlete on the WNBA version of NBA 2K26, which pissed off a lot of people. The signature shoe I'm talking about. She's had other business interests that are popping up, in the upcoming months. And, this is a woman that's going to have generational wealth if she plays her cards right. She's going to be one of the few WNBA players, along with Caitlin Clark, that's going to have a lot of money. But the problem is that with her road to riches is going to be paved with a lot of pain and bumps. And it's not going to be a smooth road. Caitlin is going to be a lot smoother. Not saying she's not going to have her issues, but comparatively, it's going to be a lot smoother. Because she's just has a fan base that looks out for any and everything about Caitlin. Hell, you can't foul Caitlin, especially if you're a person who is non-white, without it being some racial angle as to why you fouled her. Could be that you're just playing basketball. These same people who complain about the male game being too soft are so quick to say that any and everything that's done by a black defender is racial. You see how that works? They're allowed now. These are the new victims. They're allowed to complain about racism. A group of people who have historically, systematically oppressed people for centuries. Now, all of a sudden, they're the racists. The climate is so screwed up now that you got a moronic president who's now railing against the Smithsonian for displaying an exhibit about slavery. The whitewashing of American history continues, and society's letting it happen. The jigs are letting it happen. No outrage. You're more outraged at something that Angel Reese said about wanting to be a brand for young girls, to be an inspiration for young girls. She dared compare herself to Michael Jordan. But we all know how this country treats Black people that have a dream. They want that dream to be extinguished. Unfortunately now, you have jigs running around society and social media who have no problem in joining massa in extinguishing that dream. You have jigs who look at the numbers and say, man, I don't give a shit about my pride. I don't give a shit about any of that race crap for my people, but I will give a crap about race if it is something that's going to help my bottom line, and I'll push that agenda. That's the epitome of a sellout. And that's what you are. No matter who you are, if it's not genuine, and even if it was genuine, it's one thing if you're talking about Angel Reese, the basketball player, but you're not. You're not talking about Angel Reese, the basketball player. When you have a thumbnail where you display her on the side of chocolate milk, when you have a thumbnail where you display any white supporter of hers wearing blackface, when you project Angel Reese's image next to tawdry, stereotypical, urban, racial stereotypes like Section 8, food stamps, welfare, this woman can't win. One day or 1 week, you guys are misquoting her when she's talking about WNBA players in general, when you're talking about how difficult it can be to pay rent. And you guys say she don't know how to manage her money. Y'all jumped all over that, right? Y'all jumped all over that. Now, here's her trying to be a boss bitch. Now, this is a woman trying to create wealth for herself. Now it's a problem with that. Now she's not committed to basketball. Now she's only worried about money. I swear, bro, y'all dudes really need some therapy. You really do. You need therapy. You got unresolved women. Really, I see it with brothers. A lot of you dudes need therapy. Shaquita, whatever that chick is, she fucked your head up. And every black woman you see her. And you want to project all these negative feelings about how you feel about black women on Angel Reese, which doesn't make any sense. Angel Reese doesn't have any kids. I don't give a fuck about who she's having sex with. That's her personal problem. Or personal issues or personal business. No matter how you want to spin it, basketball-wise, she has improved as a player. A lot of you guys aren't watching her games. And then you have some nerve questioning why she missed games. Talking about it's because of her brand and she don't want to be associated with losing, right? When all you're really doing is projecting your feelings about Caitlin Clark. Because when Caitlin Clark is losing, when she's not playing, you deflect and put blame on others. You put blame on the head coach for the second year in a row. You put blame on her teammates. You put blame on the WNBA for not protecting her enough. But when Angel Reese loses on a team that is infinitely less talented than the Indiana Fever, somehow it's still her fault. This is why I'm sorry. I'm going to ride with Angel Reese till the wheels fall off. And nobody's going to shame me here on YouTube about supporting a sister. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're not going to shame me, you jigs, you goddamn mongrels, from supporting a black woman. I'm not going to do that. Do I have issues with sisters? Yes. But a lot of it has to do with the culture and the shit that I've been telling you about for the past 10 years I've been on here. The culture that we're not even in charge of has had a problem with brainwashing our sisters and some of our brothers into the, the problems that we have, especially the sisters. I'm sorry. Yeah, there is something wrong with the culture. But instead of us complaining about it, let's do something about it. Let's have the right type of conversations. Let's get to the root of the problem instead of finger pointing. All we do is finger point. All I see on YouTube and social media are black people doing videos pointing at the problem with black people. That's my problem with people, what I'm saying, some of these people on here is that they get on here, first of all, they get on here and talk about black people as if they're not black. But to see the problem with black people is this. At least problem solvers, people that actually care about the community, it's always going to be we, us. See, certain people, certain ham hock head motherfuckers who love to eat goddamn syrup biscuits and chitlins, it's always going to be them, black people, as if they're not part of the community. And that's when you know whether people are really rocking with us or whether they genuinely care or don't about the community. And some of these people on here, I don't give a fuck what skin color they are. They're not our kinfolk. But getting back to the point, man, it's sad. It's sad the way they attack this woman, man. They attack her features, saying she look like cartoon characters. She's ugly, which I know is a fucking lie, because when you Google sometimes Angel Reese's name, sometimes all this AI porn pops up. So for your mind to be that demented that you're creating these images of her to what I'm saying, so you can get off to it, that tells me that's not how you really feel about her. A lot of these dudes is weirdos, man. But anyway, y'all just decided at the end of the day, social media has decided that, and it's not just the others, it's too many of us. We're sick as a race. We don't like to see certain people having high self-esteem, whether it's a Lizzo or an Angel Reese. We want to do whatever we can to mentally destroy certain people. And the way that they have bullied this girl on social media is ridiculous. And it can't be just about skill, because you tell me how Draymond Green is this super Hall of Fame player. Because without Steph Curry, without Klay Thompson, without Kevin Durant, without Andre Iguodala, you try to convince me that Draymond Green would be an NBA Hall of Famer? You know what would be very interesting now that I think about it? If I was Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, it'd be so great. It'd be so gravy if these two teamed up. If they teamed up and was on the same team. And I hope they win goddamn 6, 7 championships. And I hope they trade off as far as league finals MVPs. Caitlin can get the league MVPs. Let Angel get some finals MVPs. That'll really fuck over her fan base. And I hope she becomes the biggest fan and praiser of Angel Reese. Because some of these dudes is ridiculous, bro. It's not even about basketball no more. And the glee in which these guys shit on Angel Reese. It's not, like I said, it's not even about basketball. These niggas just talking. She's a turnover machine. Even though, you know what I'm saying, another player leads the league in turnover. She's a turnover machine. She can't shoot free throws, even though she shoots them at nearly 80% clip. You guys are just talking. You're not watching. You're just stupid, ignorant jigs with low IQs who shouldn't even have access to social media. But that's all I got to say about it, man. Tell me what you guys think.